Hi, my name is Jessica and I'm an educator at the Living Coast Discovery Center. Do you want to experience San Diego in a whole new way? Today, we're going to experience San Diego from a kayak. We're going to go over some of the things that you need to make your experience as good as possible. We're going to talk about some of the benefits from kayaking, as well as what you might see while out on a kayak. Some of you may already own kayaks and have been out on the water before, while others haven't had the opportunity to go kayaking yet. You can still partake in this activity by borrowing or renting a kayak. So I invite all of you to come and explore San Diego with me on a kayak. San Diego is the perfect place to enjoy nature through kayaking. With 70 miles of breathtaking coastline, as well as bays and inland lakes, there isn't a shortage of locations to explore. First, think about where you want to go. If you are renting, you may need to choose a location where there is a rental company. You will also need to consider what you want from this experience. If you want calmer waters, you may choose a lake or lagoon. If you're looking for an action-filled day where you're not afraid to use those muscles, the open ocean or bay locations will provide you with that. Now let's talk about what you need before you can go out kayaking. First, you'll need a kayak. Now if you don't own one, you can rent one. There are several rental shops up and down the coast, as well as at lakes. These rental shops also provide guided tours if you're interested. On top of the kayak, you're going to need an oar or a paddle. This will help you propel yourself in the water and steer which direction you want to go. Next, you'll need a life jacket. Some places require you to wear one, others just require you to have one on your kayak, but you do need one with you. Other things to think about is your attire. So, on a kayak, there's a good chance you're going to get wet. So I always like to wear quick drying clothes. So my underlayer is a bathing suit, and then I have thin pants and a long sleeve shirt. For my shoe of choice, I like to wear something that has a strap on it. Some people choose to go barefoot, and that's personal preference. Other things you might want to bring on your kayak is a waterproof pouch. I bring one for my phone, keys, and if I have a camera with me to take photos of wildlife. Once you have all these things, you're ready to go out on the water. Now that we've gone over some of the basics, it's time to head out on the water. I'm here with Harry Orgavon of Chula Vista Kayaks. We're gonna head out on the San Diego Bay. Let's go. Being out on a kayak allows you to experience San Diego in a whole new way. See sights that you wouldn't get to see from shore, and paddle through waterways that are not accessible otherwise. From the steep cliffs to the large cave structures, to the beautiful Coronado Bridge and the San Diego's skyscraper, you're guaranteed to paddle past breathtaking landscapes. Some choose to kayak as a means of exploring new areas inaccessible by foot. Some use it as a means to exercise, while others use it to relax and rejuvenate. I personally kayak to have access to nature, explore new areas, and see the wildlife in their natural habitat. As we paddle through diverse ecosystems, we have the opportunity to come across some amazing coastal views, as well as a variety of wildlife. From the still lagoons, open ocean, you're able to see an abundance of wildlife, from schools of fish swimming underneath you to birds flying overhead, and even a porpoising pinniped. But just how close can we get to wildlife while kayaking? Well, closer than you may get on foot. Having the ability to kayak in areas that you can't get to with a larger vessel or walking on a trail gives kayakers a unique experience with marine wildlife. Behind me, up on shore, are brown pelicans. Now you can notice some of these brown pelicans have brown heads and some of them actually have white heads. The ones with the darker heads are actually juveniles. They don't get that lighter plumage until they're mature. Brown pelicans are one of our native coastal birds here in San Diego, and they have this large beak to help them fish. So what they'll do is they'll skim across the water and then dive in, open that big mouth, try to catch as many fish as possible, release the rest of the water, and then swallow that fish. Check out this amazing osprey nest to my left. Ospreys are a raptor found right here in San Diego. Their diet consists of fish, so you're going to find this species around waterways like rivers, lakes, and oceans. Now we have 2 adults in this nest right now. You can see the male kind of standing above the nest, and then the female will pop her head up and down every once in a while. She is actually laying on some eggs. Blue herons are a resident of San Diego throughout the entire year. This large bird is recognizable by that S shape from its bill down to its neck. As you're kayaking along the coast, you may see several birds along the shoreline. Some of those are our local shorebirds, which consists of terns, snowy plovers, curlews, godwits, and sandpipers. You can see these species flying in groups and foraging underneath the sand. This striped shore crab has a purplish-black carapace with green stripes and is found on both rocky and muddy surfaces. On the smaller side, this crab can get up to 2 inches wide. Below the depths of your kayak is a whole new ecosystem. If you spot something orange swimming below, you may have just spotted our local resident, the Garibaldi. Another amazing aquatic creature you may see while kayaking is the moon jellyfish. Moon jellies are a common species in San Diego. They do not have the stinging power to penetrate your skin, but if you brush up against one, you could feel a sting. If you're along the coast or in shallower water, you could also spot a stingray. Round rays are common off the San Diego coast, so be cautious if you step out of your kayak. And always remember to do that stingray shuffle. Regulations prohibit the harassment and disturbance of marine mammals under the Marine Mammal Protection Act. Some species you encounter may also be under the protection of the Species Survival Plan because of their low numbers. Not only should you follow the laws when it comes to wildlife, but you need to consider ethics. If an animal starts to leave as you approach, you should stop and view it from that location. You can always get close enough to view wildlife and experience all the wonders they have to offer without getting too close that you add stress to their day. There are some laws you need to keep in mind while enjoying your time out on the water. Certain areas are off limits, such as governmental waters, private or protected lands, and other areas where signs prohibit kayaking. There are also laws regulating if you need to wear a life jacket or just have one on board. Being out on a kayak allows you to explore San Diego in a whole new way, like being surrounded by these water reeds at Mission Trails Regional Park. Thank you guys for coming with me to explore San Diego from a kayak. Hopefully I've inspired you to get a kayak and come out and explore on your own.